Hello, everybody. I don't know if you can hear the live Mexican music. Hopefully not. There's always live music in Mexico. But yeah, we're just going to have a little live stream about what's going on here in Mexico. Hopefully the music can't be heard. Hopefully it's not distracting. But, just live here in Mexico, and been here about 2 months now. Hi, I have some in the chat already. Ravnator, greetings. Greetings to you. Yeah, so it's really bright down here. It's really warm at the moment. It's about 30 degrees right now. It's been like this every day for pretty much the last 2 months. I'm on the Pacific coast of Mexico, and it's just gorgeous. It's beautiful. Decided to get out of Canada. It's been a little cold up there these last few winters, and saved my pennies. And now that our benevolent Prime Minister has allowed us to travel again, yeah, down here enjoying the beach life. Yeah, every day has been like this. There's the beach is right here. If the internet was a little stronger, I could stream right on the beach, which would be fantastic. But yeah, I just wanted to go live and let everyone see what's going on down in Mexico, and to let you know that it's certainly not dangerous. I know the Canadian government has issued warnings for people to not travel down to Mexico, parts of Mexico. But the entire Pacific coast that I've seen so far has been nothing but beach days and families, really family orientated down here. And it's really good to see. Hopefully my audio is okay, and hopefully the live music next door isn't making its way into the stream. But yeah, I'm currently in Zihuatanejo, which is a pretty well-known tourist resort. It's popular with Americans and Canadians for sure, and Mexicanos. It's about 4 hours by bus north of Acapulco. And from all accounts, Acapulco has taken a downturn in the last couple of decades since the Love Boat used to pull into harbor there. Acapulco is pretty greasy and sketchy and a little bit expensive. So I'm just north a couple hours, and it's beautiful here. Like I said, lots of families here, lots of tourists, older Canadians, a bunch of older Canadians down here. Oh, hey, Chris Longfellow. Good to see you. Welcome. Just doing a quick little live stream down here in Mexico to give you an idea of what it's like down here. Been on the Pacific coast for 2 months now, and it's not quite as cheap as Mexico used to be. Mind you, the Canadian dollar is not doing so well either. As a result of us racking up, the government racking up debt like never before and printing money like it's going out of style. So our dollar's not doing that well. Getting about 14 pesos to the Canadian dollar right now. And by all accounts, talking to the locals, inflation has hit pretty hard this year in Mexico. But you can still eat for $5 or $10 for a really good meal, and accommodation, I'm paying about $13 a night to stay here. A wonderful hostel right on the beach. Lots of international people here, so that's good. But yeah, it's a little bit more expensive than I anticipated, but the beach has been fantastic. The sand and the water's I want to say about 24 degrees right now. It's probably around 24 degrees Celsius. That's somewhere around, I'm going to say 82, 83, 84 degrees Fahrenheit. I've been in the water every day. It's fantastic. Rumors of crocodile swimming around there, but I haven't met them yet. So far, so good, but fantastic to be in the water. And yeah, so far I've just been practicing my Spanish, trying to improve my Spanish, and of course sampling Corona Light. Yeah, I've been drinking a lot of beer recently, so I'm on the light beers. I don't want to have to do the sit-ups and push-ups required to mitigate the carbs in a full-strength beer, so I'm just going easy. Relatively. But yeah, it's been fantastic down here. As I was saying, food has been really good. It's safe. It's family orientated, very much so. I wish Canada had all the family orientated activities and the mindset that exists down here. We're definitely losing that in Canada right now. But it's been nothing but positive experiences down here. Um, Food is fantastic. Tacos just about every day. They're everywhere, and they're really good. And there's a variety of them. You'll have a different set of tacos every night. Some good seafood down here. Really good seafood. There's a fish market right down there where the guys go out and bring in their catch in the mornings every day. And you can just go and buy slabs of tuna or marlin or whatever else is for sale there, whatever they catch that day, I suppose. Oh, good. And yeah, hi, Chris. Glad that you're learning Celsius. As a Canadian, we do outside air temperature in Celsius, and for some reason we tend to do swimming pools in Fahrenheit, so we can understand both of them pretty well. But yeah, it's beautiful down here. It's fantastic. And back home is freezing, so quite happy to be here. Um, yeah, the reasons for coming down here, learning Spanish, escaping the cold, and hopefully finding a way to live down here. Canada's not the same country I grew up in. It's very scary right now. It's very it's not good. It's not good. A lot of our rights and freedoms have been stripped and curtailed, and not even following the parliamentary process. They're just wave of a magic wand, and boom, your rights are gone. So I'm down here to enjoy the freedom. I would definitely class Mexico as a libertarian state. It's all about not getting in other people's way. And everyone seems to have some sort of a business venture going on, or they're hustling to make money however they can, and no one seems to get in each other's way. They just live and let live, and people are doing all kinds of things out here to survive. And it's certainly not a poor area, but it's by no means rich either. And everyone just is trying to get by and do their own thing, and I really like that down here. There's a lot of personal freedom down here, so I'm down here for that as well. I'd like to eventually set up base down here. I'd love to spend the winters down here, and the summers back home are pretty nice. British Columbia has some nice summer weather, albeit it's only for about 3 months. But if I can somehow manage to make it down here, I'd love to spend the majority of my time down here if I can. And it's just the people are fantastic. People are friendly. Like I said, it's family orientated. Not that I'll ever have a family of my own. Knock on wood, hopefully not. But it's good to see. And there's just a lot of opportunity down here. and the food. Ooh, enchiladas, chili relleno. I'm sure I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, but stuffed chili peppers, fantastic. The seafood is brilliant, and it's fresh right off the market there. There's a lot of sun here, so it's kind of hard to read the screen. Oh, hey, Chris. Yeah, Florida wants me. I'd love to move to Florida. It's just the Canadian dollar is. It's not good to travel to Florida on the Canadian dollar, trust me. But I'd love to be down there. You seem to have good state leaders, and Florida's beautiful. I've been there a couple of times. I've departed on a couple of Carnival cruises from Florida, and just before the pandemic, actually, I went and spent Christmas down in Florida. I drove from outside of Boston all the way down to Florida and back again. And it was brilliant. I liked Florida. People are a little bit crazy. Florida man is a little off his rocker, but people are good, and the climate is fantastic. And the fruit in Florida and Mexico, it's fresher than anything we get in Canada. It's they actually pick it when it's ripe as opposed to before. So that's fantastic. Just the variety of fruit. They can grow anything down here. Um, yeah, it's a really good place to. I'd love to have some property down here and grow some things. Bananas and papayas and coconuts and mangoes. They just grow in the wild. Star fruit grows in the wild. I'm not sure why my camera is not holding steady. It keeps auto focusing. It could be the sun is flashing on and off of it. That's the problem. But yeah, it's just a great little place down here. I highly recommend Zihuatanejo. Before here, I was about 8 hours by bus north of here, in a small town called Malake, right on the Pacific coast. Really similar. The beach is bigger, but it's not quite as warm there. So I was getting a little chilly. I decided to head south, and pretty happy. It's quite warm down here. Malake was nice. I still have friends there, Canadian friends that are staying there the whole winter, and I'll be joining them here in after I do some exploring, another month or so, month and a half. I'll go, and after I see the southern parts of Mexico, I'll go back to Malake and finish up my time there. But yeah, it's beautiful. I'd say it's tropical. I'd say it's actually tropical here at night. It gets down to 25 degrees. And this hostel doesn't even have hot water. You don't need it. You're just not going to use hot water, for many things. So you don't need it. The doors open all the time. The windows are open all the time. It just doesn't get cold even in the middle of the night. It's fantastic. And it has been sunny every day. I can see the clouds forming sort of in the mountains and the hillsides away from the ocean. The clouds are forming there each day, but they never make it here. I think the offshore wind just keeps them away. So it's beautiful the whole time. Yeah, I've just been working on the Spanish and working on the suntan, really. A little bit of you can tell I did get a little bit of a burn yesterday. I went snorkeling to another beach that's around the corner, and I saw a dozen types of different fish, so that was nice. And like I said, fish is on the menu every day here, so it's fantastic. Really good. Yeah, cerveza and pescado, fish. Although I'll tell you what, I could really use Mexican Iron Man down here to help me with the language. My Spanish is terrible. It's like a 1.5 or 2 at best out of 10. And thanks, Chris. Perfectly happy, perfectly healthy. Although not able to exercise quite as much as I do in my own home in Canada. Just chopping firewood is just what you do up there all winter. Haven't been chopping much firewood, been trying to stay somewhat active, going for runs in them. There's a nice boardwalk here in Zihuatanejo. well, it's not a wooden boardwalk; it's a stone walkway, and it goes for a couple of kilometers all along in front of the beach here. It's just in front of us here, and it's fantastic. It's a great place to go for a morning jog or an evening stroll, and there's always activity going out here, which is bad if you're trying to do a live stream. It gets kind of noisy, but yeah, it's fantastic. Oh, hey, Captain, good to see you. You're about to go live, but you'll pause for a moment. I'm not going to be very long. I can imagine the other people have other things they want to watch. I just thought I'd pop in and describe a little bit about the area down here, Zihuatanejo. It's fantastic. Good to see you, Captain. And yeah, Chris, you're right. Phone translation is an option, but I like to I like to do things the old school way. I don't want to rely on my phone. I'll just try and work it out. I am somewhat of a communications expert, having lived in a few different countries and just trying to communicate with people. So lots of practice there. Yeah, Captain, it's gorgeous here. There's palm trees right out front here. The beach is right there. And hey, Herc 130, good to see you, man. Thanks for joining. Yeah, just doing a quick stream, just to showcase a little bit of the Mexican Pacific coast. I know a lot of people in Canada, especially, we go to Cancun, we go to the Yucatan, all on the Caribbean side of Mexico. And normally I do find the east coast of Central America, South America, and North America. Generally, the sand and water tends to be better on the east coast. But in this particular location, on the Pacific coast of Mexico, no, the sand is good, and the water is brilliant. Not quite as many varieties of fish, because I'm big into snorkeling and scuba diving. Not quite the variety you're going to find on the Caribbean side, but there's certainly no lack of fish and species here. It's fantastic. Yeah, good. It's a good beach, nice water, and no dangerous animals so far that I've come across. Notwithstanding the saltwater crocodile that is apparently out in the bay, but I haven't run across him yet. So, oh hey, not Brian. Hey, good to see you. Good to see you, not Brian. Just doing a quick little stream here. Zihuatanejo. It is a tourist town, but it's not overly expensive. It's certainly cheaper than the Yucatan. It's cheaper than the Caribbean side. It's less touristed, I think. But there are quite a few Canadians here, especially the older Canadians. And there's no anyone tells you that all of Mexico is dangerous. Well, they're full of shit. They don't know what they're talking about. I've traveled all up and down the Pacific section here, in the middle of Mexico, and there's not been a problem. It's fantastic. Actually, parts of Vancouver, Kelowna, and Toronto are much more sketchy. Definitely more dangerous than here. But and just in general, it's a little more expensive than I thought. But the temperatures are beautiful. It's worth it. If I have to work extra hard when I get back home to pay off this vacation, so be it. I'll do it. I'll start an OnlyFans channel or something. But the food. It's not all Mexican food. I mean, there's certainly there's a couple of street vendors that do hamburgers and hot dogs, and they're not that I'm not a big fan of hot dogs, but the hamburgers are really quite good. 60 pesos for a hamburger. It's like $4.50, $5 Canadian, and it's big. And you can get pizzas here. There's a local restaurant around the corner that has their own pizza oven. They do really good pizzas there. So it's not only Mexican food down here. I'm trying to mostly eat Mexican food though. When in Rome, do what the Romans do. Don't do everything the Romans do. That'd be bad. But it's fantastic. And yep, Chris, I agree. Florida, if I can survive in Florida, then Mexico should be no problem. Some parts of Florida are hot and humid. Some of them are pretty sketchy too, but you get that with the bigger cities. Herc 130. He says in the chat, "Are you saying it's better than minus 22 degrees?" Yes, I am. Yep. That might not be popular politically, but Mexico's weather is just better. Absolutely. It's fantastic down here. And I know my house is below freezing right now. And I don't know if I can hang out here till, I don't know if the finances will last until mid-April, but that's the goal. It starts to warm up a little bit back home in BC around mid-April. So if I can swing it and don't get all the fancy foods and the Dijon ketchup, I'll stay down here till mid-April anyway, and I'll keep doing videos and showing anyone who wants to watch what it's like down here. There's a lot, and there's not a lot of. I know some people in my family are worried about dangerous snakes, spiders down here because it's tropical, or sharks in the ocean, things like that. So far, I haven't seen any of that, and the locals here don't. They don't have any concerns about that sort of thing at all. There is a lot of different varieties of animals down here, birds, and that's the other thing. In winter in Canada, Herc, the animals just all go away pretty much. And down here it's nice to see. Middle of February, and there's animals everywhere, so it's beautiful. Like I said, I was out snorkeling. It's fantastic. Lots of fish there. I saw probably a dozen different species. And, it's really good to see all the animals playing in the sun. It's fantastic. And, what else can I say about down here? It's peaceful. It's relaxing. The days are not quite as long as they are in the summertime. Obviously, it gets dark around 6:30 here, but it's still comfortable. Even at 12 o'clock at night, I can still sit around in just a bathing suit. It's perfectly warm. And we have a new person in the chat that looks like Chuck. Chuck, if I can read it correctly. Welcome. Good to see you. Good to see you. Oh yeah, Herc. Herc says in the chat, I gotta say, you sound healthy. Absolutely, Herc. Mentally, really healthy. Trying to stay active. Swimming every day. I think yesterday. Well, I wish I could show you on the camera, but there's a group of rocks out there on the coast that's maybe about a kilometer away from this beach where I am now, and swam over to that yesterday. Swam out to the rocks and all the way back, and it was about an hour and a half of swimming without a break. But the salt water here, it's so buoyant. It really helps you float. Minimal efforts. You can float as long as you take in a big lung full of air. You can float with very little movement, very little energy expended. So it's great. Oh, hey. No, I didn't say you were new, Chuck. In the chat, I think that's Chuck. He says, I'm not new. I've been around for your drinking and cold winter nights in Canada, bro. Yep. It's funny. My brother's nickname is Chuck. I'm not sure if you're him, but either way, happy to have you here. And I'm glad you could join. What else can I say about the region? It's not overly touristy. Which is nice. There's a good mix of Mexican tourists here in Zihuatanejo, and as well as North American and international too. This hostel that I'm staying at right now, there's a Swiss guy, an Israeli guy, Canadian woman, Russian woman. There's a guy from Quebec. There's a couple people from Germany. It's good international. It's really, really nice to be here. Mexico seems to attract all kinds of people that want to escape the cold. And, the food has been fantastic. The beach is clean. The town is not. One issue I do have with Mexico is that they tend not to worry about garbage on the streets too much. They seem to just live with it. People tend to throw trash everywhere, and it's getting to be a problem in Canada too. I don't know what we're teaching our young people, but there's a lot of litter around Canada too, and I have noticed that here in Mexico. There's a ton of litter on the streets, and I mean they do collect it up every once in a while, but it's that's a bit disturbing. I mean they have paradise here, so it is a bit disturbing to see the garbage on the streets, but they're used to it, and as long as it doesn't. As long as it's not immediately around me, I'm okay with it, I guess. But yeah, no, it's fantastic here. So I think, I think that's about all. There's plenty of hammocks in this part of Mexico. Plenty of great food, both Mexican and international. Although I did have some Chinese food at a place around the corner there the other night. And that wasn't great. It wasn't being made by Chinese people. They didn't look Chinese to me, and it wasn't awesome. It could have been better, but I mean, you don't come to Mexico for Chinese food, do you? So, boy, that music is getting louder and louder. I think I'm gonna have to end the stream. Not even sure how good the sound quality is with these guys in the background, but it looks like that Beachside restaurant is getting louder, and they're starting up the party. So I think I'm gonna call it there. I just wanted to come on and talk about Mexico and what I'm experiencing down here. I highly recommend it, and there's absolutely no risk as far as I can see. There's lots of families traveling down here, and it's safer than many parts of Canada. So yeah, thanks, Chuck. Chuck says enjoy it, bro. Chris Longfellow says thanks. This was wonderful. And not Brian says have a great time, Spidey. Thanks, Brian. I appreciate that. I'm gonna end the stream now because it does seem like the party's starting up. But Captain Infinity, if you're gonna stream, maybe we can all go over there. But it's good to see everyone. Everything here is fantastic. Really enjoying the weather and improving the Spanish whenever I can. So I hope everyone is well. And again, don't listen to anyone that says that Mexico is dangerous all over. It's fantastic. So Chris, go dance. Yeah, we were doing that the other night. After a few more beers, some more tequila, we might very well do that. Might even put on the Spidey suit. In case you're wondering, yes, I did bring my Spidey suit down here. It's in my backpack. I've already worn it once. Got pulled over by the federales pretty damn quick too. 5 guys with machine guns jumped out of the truck and demanded for me to pull off my mask. So I did. I showed them I'm just a tourist fooling around. But I might put on the suit later, go dancing. We'll see. Have a good day, everyone, and thanks for being here. I'll maybe do this again soon, just to update you on what's going on down in Mexico. All right. Good night, everybody. Have a great day. See ya.